Big 12 Sound Roundup.
Check 1, 2.
The best bites, cheap shots, and excuses from Saturday's post-game news conferences.
I've been waiting for this segment all day, knowing what our producer Eric has in store. This is a fun one. First and 12, Alex Kirry, Mitch Harper. It is KSL News Radio. It is the KSL Sports Zone. You can hear us on both of those on a day like today as we get you ready for not just everything across the Big 12, but, of course, there's a lot of that BYU flavor to it and what they did last night in that win against Texas Tech. Of course, if you missed any of the show, you can download the podcast wherever podcasts are found. It's all brought to you by Macy's. Happy shopping. And this is one of our fun ones here, so let's jump in right here. It is our weekly Sound Roundup, and I think that the best one – now, last week we even mentioned it, and this is what it sounded like because we were listening to Mike Gundy, and we couldn't help but think that it sounded a little bit like it needed a bit of a remix. So here's where this moment was born last week when we actually had a moment where our producer Eric said, "I got you," and he took care of it. So here was Mike Gundy from last week, and here's what we got.
Eric gave us intel that he might be, working behind the scenes on that Big 12 is hard remix.
Big 12 hard.
They're working hard. They're working hard. And Big 12's hard. 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 They're working hard. They're working hard. Big 12's Big 12 hard. Big 12's hard. Big 12's
yes.
hard. They're working hard. They're working hard. Big 12's hard.
Oh my gosh, Eric.
Yes.
That is so good.
I just got a call from Brett Yormark saying, yes, it's additive. I love it. It's younger. It's hipper. Thank you for the question.
I love these kids. Can we get to play more basketball? Can we have this at a basketball tournament?
Outstanding, Eric. Well done.
Eric, fantastic job. So that was from last week. Now, that wasn't even Mike Gundy. Who was it that said
Dana
that?
Holgerson.
It was Holgerson. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, because Big 12's hard. That's how you have to win the game. You got to throw a freaking Hail Mary to win the thing.
Big 12's hard, man. Big 12's
hard. You got to work hard.
Great stuff.
Every week we look for something along those lines. And so now a couple things. Mitch pointed this one out. This was in the postgame of BYU and Texas Tech, and it was the running back Aiden Robbins who got a nice little kind of welcome back to Provo with after his rib injury and kind of got some more carries, 16 carries for 49 yards. Workhorse type of day for him and getting BYU's run game back on track. But more importantly, he pointed out how big time the stadium atmosphere was. Of course, very different from the time when he was playing football at UNLV.
It's crazy. It's truly crazy. I played in some big stadiums, but I ain't never played in a stadium like this with these type of fans. Like, it's a difference between just having people fill up seats, and having people fill up the seats and they making noise, you know what I mean? People that's into the game. And everybody out there sober, too, so I love it. They just out there yelling.
How fun was it to be in the locker room tonight, particularly after the disappointment last week?
I didn't make it in the locker room, actually. I was out there with Darius and Keelan and Keaton and Chase signing autographs and stuff, trying to make the kids happy. But I'm sure there was a party in the locker room, man. I hope to see some videos of some guys dancing.
How much of a confidence boost is this performance for you individually going forward and what you can contribute down the stretch run?
I never really was down on myself. It was good to get my feet wet, but I always had confidence in myself. I was a 1,000-yard rusher last year. It was never a doubt in my mind that if I could do it or not. It was just when I was going to be able to do that.
The third down is last question. 3rd and 13 seemed like a conservative play call, but you pick up the first down, put the hammer down in this game. Just was that the thought that you were going to go pick that up?
Yeah, of course. It's just I don't make the calls. Whatever A-Rod calls, it's my job to go execute that. And he made that call, so that means he believed in me to go do it, and so I had to go show him that, I can do it.
So there you go. Aiden Robbins, Mitch, you pointed it out. They are cray-cray in the stands there at BYU, and they can get wild
how could they not?
Even when they're sober. Come on. It was the
how
Bacon Maple
not?
Bar yesterday.
When you're getting an absolutely jacked Cosmo in front of you, a 70-year-old, like, Cosmo's a grandpa. He's 70. Dude's an absolute unit. He's the peak cat performance, okay? Cosmo is a beast. He's absolutely jacked out of his mind. So how could you not? Even if you're sober, you got to be hyped because you're seeing Cosmo with some flamethrowers, the fire knives. It's outstanding. And Aiden Robbins was very good for BYU too. I mean, 46 yards, but it was impactful in some of those carries, and I thought it was far and away his best performance as a BYU Cougar.
I thought it was it was metaphorical when Cosmo ripped the shirt off and revealed the very weird Cougar six-pack. So there you go.
Well, the thing is,
do you see those in nature a lot? Do they have those in nature if, like, they stood up? Do they have a Cougar six-pack? I don't think so.
Here's a Cougar cat stat. I don't know if that's a thing, but BYU got their first win, Alex, when Cosmo danced with the Cougarettes. First time it's happened since 2017 when he busted out the Ayo and Teo Rolex viral video. They've been winless in those games.
I didn't know that. I think that you just assume if Cosmo's dancing at night, they probably won that game because it was at night.
Oh, no.
My goodness.
It was a winless stretch, so they changed the tune because he broke out a move with the Cougarettes, and then he's just flexing for the Cougarettes. He probably took a selfie, shirtless, show that six-pack. I'm picturing the stepbrother scene when the brother comes up in the treehouse and says, "You want to see this? You want to touch this?" Didn't think so.
He has huge Cougar pecs. Like, what is that about? All right. This one was a little
Speaking
gem.
of pecs.
I was going to say, this one was a little gem we found in the Oklahoma game. Nothing better than a backhanded compliment from the best team in the conference right here. Brent Venables, after the game, congratulating UCF. Here's what it sounded like. Here's how he rolled it out. I think he knew it sounded weird, so he went straight into a golf metaphor.
Really proud of our team. Congratulations on just a great game by Coach Malzahn and his staff, and certainly his team. We were fortunate to win the game. We made enough mistakes today to lose. Captain Obvious here, but we were able to overcome it. And kind of like in golf, on the scorecard, there's a real small little box when you make that par. I hadn't made many, but you can't explain everything that happened in the game or on that particular hole. Not enough room, and it all counts the same if it's a par. And so we'll take it. I can find lots of different ways to win the game. Thought we got into a really good rhythm on defense early. 4 straight drives of 3 and out, and then gave up a drive there where we stop them on 3rd down on the goal line, and then get the taunting penalty, and our guys continue to fight. But this game will punish you for the lack of poise and discipline. Challenge the team to start the week on the back half of the season to be, strive to be described when people describe this team, something that you can, identify, the DNA of Team 129 and, strive for people calling you disciplined. And we were exactly opposite of that today.
I'm convinced Brent Venables did not know the team he faced. That's why he pivoted to Coach Malzahn.
That's what I was going to say. He read Malzahn off of his hand, too, I feel like. And he's never played golf before because you don't put a box around a par. Now we know for sure that Brent Venables cheats at golf. So there we have the evidence. Thank you very much. That's part of our Sound Roundup. We're having way too much fun with this one. Mitch, what do we have on the flip side here as we get to the next portion of our program?
Four Corners Whip Around. Utah, USC, that was a big game, and Arizona State, Washington. So we'll talk about that, and then what's next in the Big 12 for Week 9. It's all brought to you by Macy's Grocery Store. Get the freshest fruits and vegetables from local farms and your favorite local brands. Macy's. Happy shopping, taking the time out. We'll get to that Utah-USC game in our Four Corners Whip Around right here on 1st and 12, and it's powered by KSL Sports.